Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Mimosa Fridays podcast, a show where we share powerful life lessons and a few laughs as Gail empowers others as she sits at the intersection of people, purpose, and politics while sipping on mimosas. Holidays are upon us, shipping containers have stalled, store shelves are limited. What will be under the Christmas tree? Unwrap your business products and services on News in Motion broadcast and Mimosa Fridays podcast with Gail, available to support your success as prime real estate in a committed audience. Contact News in Motion with Gail at gmail.com to reserve your live 3-minute spot. Don't delay. Only 24 spots are available for $297 each. Contact today. Now grab some orange juice and champagne and welcome your host, Gail Dudley.
All right, y'all. I'm so excited to bring on our guest. I want you to meet Nathan Harris. He's a minister. He's a Ph.D. candidate. He's a scholar and founder. Nathan Harris, as a Ph.D. candidate in engineering education, where his focus is on parental involvement in a child's STEM learning. His current research is understanding how Black parents can promote culturally relevant STEM experiences in the home. Upon completing his PhD, he seeks to consult school systems that desire to implement STEM courses catered to their school and community. Additionally, Nathan has been in ministry for over 5 years and youth ministry for 3 years. Nathan has consistently recognized that he and his ancestors, let me read that again. Nathan has consistently recognized that he is his ancestors' wildest dreams, and the work that he seeks to accomplish is for the generations to come. I want y'all to join me in welcoming Nathan Harris. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ms. Dudley and everyone else.
Gail is fine. I want you to just tell us a little bit about your organization, and I want those who are tuning in, whether you're tuning in audio or video, I want you to see why I'm so excited about this, especially as we're going into this Thanksgiving season. We have to be thankful for the children that we have, whether we've birthed them ourselves or they're in the community, and see what we can do in working with this organization called See Brilliance. So Nathan, please share with us about the organization.
So, See Brilliance is all about providing youth with educational opportunities that is rooted in Black and Latinx cultures that will equip them to discover their innate brilliance. And what we seek to do is to provide youth and families with opportunities to learn STEM, rather it be in their homes, rather it be with each other, in such a way that excites them and allows them to realize that they are everyday scientists, designers, engineers, and doctors, and so much more, simply because STEM is everywhere. And oftentimes we have to dismiss this notion that STEM can only be talked about by, STEM professionals, which is not the case whatsoever. Anybody can talk about STEM, and that's what we do here at See Brilliance.
Well, thank you for that. So let me ask this question. What inspired See Brilliance? What was the inspiration behind it?
It was really something in which, my mother and, really my mother had kind of instilled in me. She said, I always see you starting your own nonprofit where you combine both STEM and spirituality. And so, it's something which I had, heard, but I said, the idea of starting a nonprofit just seems like way too much work. But then opportunities came up in which I started to take it seriously in April, which is when I started to really get this thing started.
I pulled up your website, and for all of you who did not see the link, it is www.cbrilliance.org. I hope I said that right. On your website, you have what you call a heading, Youth Spiritual Guidance, and I want to bring that out. You say today's youth must bring their whole selves to the table if they want to thrive in today's crazy world. Your personality, sense of ambition, mental health, and most importantly, your heart. All of these elements revealed in today's youth have brought us to start See Brilliance. Ever since the launch of this organization, we teach self-awareness and self-love to the youth and our parents and community. We teach and prepare our youth so that they can live fulfilling lives. Amazing. Can you dig into that a little bit more? And with that, answer this question as well. What is the importance of learning STEM? Because here you are, you're a young person, you're bringing that out. So go for it.
Yeah, so with youth spirituality, it's important that, our objective is not to force, religion, down people's throat because, oftentimes that can be abusive and manipulative. And so the importance is being able to reveal youth, the spiritual nature that we all possess through our relationships so that they will be able to see, the importance of how is it that we live and carry out our lives because of how it might impact you and your community and future generations to come. And so with STEM, why it's important is because the reality is, STEM is a part is here. Learning STEM in the future is going to be crucial for, economic empowerment. And so it's important that when you hear of numbers that there are only 2%, Black, engineers in the U.S., and I can really say the world, it's alarming knowing that there are a lot of economic opportunities in STEM that our Black children are not being exposed to because of lack of, educational infrastructure that continues to put us at a deficit. And so it's important that we begin to talk about STEM in our households just to get the children thinking that, okay, STEM is something I might have an interest in and I'll be able to have an identity with. And it can all start with the parent in the home, which is kind of what my research has proven.
Wow, we see here from Hester. Hester's in North Carolina. She says, I got my daughter involved in STEM at the age of 9, train up a child. Today, she is a successful engineer. So that supports the research you have. Yeah, get excited about that. Yeah. And then she goes on to say, yes, exposure to STEM is very limited in our culture. And you just said 2%. 2%. Another question I have for you, who can benefit from the services of See Brilliance? And I went through some of the services and I see you have consultation, college and career coaching. We also have Dr. Oliver on here as well. I want to connect the two of you. College preparation workshops, culturally relevant STEM workshop, and public speaking engagement. So back to that question, who can benefit from these services from See Brilliance?
Yes, anyone who has a reach in youth. So if you have a child, if you know someone has a child, schools, so much larger. It's just really all about being able to connect with youth, but also their families, because we can get the youth excited to learning STEM in one modular session, but we can also equip parents and adults on how is it that you can be the best advocates for teaching any children you might be in reach with STEM and the importance of it.
Okay, if I can ask 2 more questions, you got time?
I have time.
All right, cool. How does your dissertation research tied to the work being done through See Brilliance. Can you connect the two of those for us? Because we want to support you. And you all know I'm getting ready to hit y'all with that link in a minute. So go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, so I did, I completed my dissertation study over the summer, and I had, a group of 15 Black parents that came together for 5 weeks, and we learned how is it that we talk about STEM that is rooted in our culture. And again, this would be Black culture. And so, we talked about how is it that we find STEM in music and movies, in cooking and eating and gardening and going outside. We talked about, how is it that we are able to identify STEM and then bring it up to our children. And I see that Dr. Oliver mentioned parental involvement. Parental involvement is key. It's crucial because the reality is parents are their children's first teachers. And oftentimes, we put all this burden on teachers to teach the children, when really you're the first teacher. And so, we taught these parents, how is it that you can talk about STEM, make it interesting, but then make it connected to what you know best, which is your culture. So yeah, that's how we were able to do that study, and then its ties to See Brilliance.
I love it. I love it. Where can people subscribe to receive news about See Brilliance? Where can they subscribe? Is that the website here?
Yes. So at the bottom of the website, there's a subscription box. You will get any email notification with any upcoming opportunities, rather it be local here in Columbus or virtual, because we're trying to reach really the masses. So subscribe on the website. Also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitter.
All of it is Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is all /See Brilliance. So make sure y'all follow that. Great. Now I'm gonna put this link also in the thread, because I know it's a lot for you all to grab right here. But this is their donate button link. And y'all, here's another opportunity. Gifts are different right now. There's stuff still stuck on the containers that people can't even get to. So why not do a donation to See Brilliance to build up this youth population, help with college scholarships and so forth, consultations, speaking engagements, all of that. Why not do that and gift it to a young person's name in honor of, in memory of, in success of, in brilliance of? We're going to take that link because it's pretty long. We'll make sure we put it in the thread as well. Tell us, Nathan, before you go, what are some things that you need, that your organization needs immediately, so that we can connect to the dots as to why we should give?
What is it that we need? Since we're very new, funds will definitely help support any upcoming events that we do have. We are launching a very cool winter STEM event in the month of December, so please stay tuned to that. And just, exposure, just continue to share our mission, but then also continue to uplift our youth. And you can do that with or without of our organization. Just expose youth that they are brilliant, that they have, potential to do great things in this world.
Wow, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to leave with us? Just something you want us to know before we say goodbye to you today?
Yes, don't hesitate to reach out and ask any questions, and just if you see something that might interest you or someone else, don't let it be to yourself. Share it to the world.
And Mike Nicholson is saying here, if you need graphic designers, let him know. So I'll connect the two of you as well.
Please do.
This
We
has
also have
been
merchandise too, so definitely check out the merchandise, and I look forward to
Yeah,
it.
I was actually on that page. You had some great things that said dream on. I was like, this is some really, really nice gear. So really nice merch. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us on Thanksgiving Eve. We appreciate your time and we wish you nothing but success.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend. All right, everyone. So that was Nathan Harris. Make sure you are supporting. Before we sign out, the inspirational message is taken straight from Psalms chapter 19, verse 14. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. That comes straight out of the New International Version. Y'all, real quick. We know what happened last year. Right now, we are over 771,000 deaths in the U.S. from the coronavirus. Those numbers are starting to inch up. So please be sure to practice social distancing, wear your mask, wash your hands. For those of you who are not vaccinated and you're considering it, go to your physician, check it out with your physician. We also found out that the Johnson & Johnson, if you did receive the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you may say, well, I didn't do it 6 months ago. You only need 2 months to get your second dose, or you can do the 2 months and get either Moderna or Pfizer as well. So we wanted to give that update out to you. Some people were thinking they had to wait till 6 months. You can get that second dose from Johnson & Johnson immediately. You don't have to wait. Stay safe, everybody. Stay well. And remember to make some bold moves.
Are you ready to raise awareness of your brand, product, or service? Gail, the host of News in Motion and Mimosa Friday podcast, is an influencer who brings attention to every product she mentions. She started out with a few followers and is growing her base daily. Listeners tune in Monday through Friday from around the U.S. and beyond. Let Gail help you expand and connect with new customers from all around. To get your brand, product, or services mentioned on her shows, just contact info.gaildudley@gmail.com to request her media deck. Catch Gail each weekday on News in Motion on Facebook Live at facebook.com/newsinmotion or her YouTube at youtube.com/Gail Dudley. You can also follow Gail on Instagram and Twitter at Gail Dudley and visit her website, www.gaildudley.com. Until next week, as Gail always signs off, stay well and remember to make some moves.